So back to our story, folks. We were just ripping to shreds every single enemy of Theobroma cacao and all the fake chocolate products and the evil Easter bunny and all this junk that's going to be marketed to you at Easter. But I kid you not, it's a disturbing but happy revelation once you realize, and folks, the Mayans, read for yourself. Okay, the Central American peoples before Columbus, cacao beans were their dollars. That was their currency. That was money to the Central American natives before the Europeans come along, steal this stuff, invent this satanic chocolate bar, and start profiteering off people while killing them at the same time. Okay, but the Mayans traded cacao beans as money. That was currency. Like literally, read for yourself, like 5 cacao beans was worth X amount of corn. 5 cacao beans was worth this amount of this thing. Okay, and you know, God is sovereign over that blessing that they had in their life. Now, so yeah, but once you realize, I kid you not, folks, once you realize that there is nothing that satisfies you in the physical sense per penny better than pure natural cocoa powder, God food, you have this disturbing realization that there is a ton of lost people spending all of their money on dumb choices simply because they are being lied to. They are being lied to by retailers, supermarkets, ignorant people, godless people that just want to promote their own product to make their own money off you. It's not hard to unravel this mystery, folks. The reason you don't see any commercials or any real estate in the retail stores for pure Theobroma cacao is because there are no farmers in North America that can grow this stuff. Oh, and so now there's no behind the scenes deals between the farmers, the suppliers, and the retailers where you do your shopping for foods. Oh my goodness. All cocoa comes from third world countries. Read for yourself off Wikipedia. The top 2 being in West Africa, and I believe third place is Brazil, and you can read the rest for yourself off Wikipedia. So, why doesn't God food have any real estate or facings or visibility anywhere in your local North American grocery store or superstore? Because it's not backed by greedy suppliers that exist in North America. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're finally waking up to the fact that your local effing North American superstore is a greed-owned sicko fest that is full of godless people in control of owning it and have been withholding the most satisfying physical item on earth from you. They themselves probably don't even know about it. They're so blinded by the devil and bad science and bad thinking. I'm here to tell you that pure God food, pure Theobroma cacao, per gram, per penny, is the most satisfying thing you can spend your money on. Let's talk about money for a second and what humans can spend their money on. Now remember, in Central America, 500 years ago, cocoa was money. Everyone, and they were all gorgeous. All the people were beautiful. They were healthy. They lived long. I bet you anything, if we actually had birth records of the ancient Mayans and the Central Americans before the Europeans came over in North America, I'll bet you anything. In the knowledge of God, there were probably Central Americans before the year 1500 that probably lived over 120 years. And we just don't know about that because people didn't document birth records like we do today. But I believe it, okay? But anyways, back to our, and the longest person on record, she would eat 1 kilogram of chocolate per week, Jean Clement, but she was being stupid about the whole thing because you shouldn't eat solid chocolate compared to pure cocoa powder. But back to the most amazing revelation of all time, as far as North American. So think about all the things that you can spend money on. This is huge. Please hear me. Please listen to this. Because there is so much ignorance and foolishness, like crazy, in North America and the whole world, okay? And it's all based on greed. You have been stolen from, you have been lied to, you have been abused financially for years. And I'm here to call people out with everything in my soul as a man of God, okay? Think about all the things that you can spend money on, okay? Anything that's on Amazon, anything in Walmart, anything in your local city. There is tons of things on offer for you as a human to spend your precious hard-earned money on. Okay, now let's jump straight to the kisser here. What should you spend it on? Number one, okay, food is by far the most important thing. Okay, there's nothing outside of you that can satisfy you compared to what can come inside of you. So already we've eliminated every dumb dead product that you cannot ingest and doesn't have a nutritional value. Okay? So first and foremost, you know that the best thing you can spend your money on is food. Now, which food? Which food? Of all the foods and food products in the universe, which food should be number one on your list? And I am here to tell you that it's God food. Period. The one that he stuck his name on in the history books, that is called Theo, means God, Broma means food. If you're really good, the letters cacao adds perfectly to God's great name, I am, 23, which is his famous of most famous names in English, the great I am. Okay? So technically you can say Theobroma cacao is like God food I am. Okay? And absolutely, God provided this food for Adam and Eve way back in the Garden of Eden. Okay? Because it's a tropical tree. Okay? And Adam and Eve, by all evidence in every way, lived in a tropical/subtropical environment that would have had this tree, okay, along with all the other fruit trees that we love today. Okay, so back to our story about where satisfaction lies and what you should spend your money on. So we know that you should spend money on a food. Well, which food? I'm here to say that the number one food in terms of personal human, this applies to all humans. I don't care what language you speak, I don't care what country you live in, I don't care how old you are, or whether you're male or female, or what your lifestyle is. The number one thing you can spend money on in terms of food is pure natural cocoa powder. Period. God food. In terms of how it makes you feel and the health benefit and longevity that it gives you inside your entire body, pure gram, pure penny, there is no other substance in the world that is more worthy of your dollars than that. Period. I've said it, okay? So this is all about choices, and this is all about wisdom, folks, and this is all about people's freedom. Now that I've been called out and I've been set free from the Lord on this, I see this slavery everywhere. People stocking the shelves at Superstore. 99% of the products are trash compared to cocoa powder. And on and on. McDonald's is all evil. Subway is all pathetic. Trust me on this. Okay? If you do it, you'll be amazed. But I'm here to state on record that gram for gram, the most valuable. Now, if in North America we could actually purchase whole ripe cacao pods, like straight off the tree in our stores, I would recommend that even more highly than cocoa powder, because then it teaches people to be as close to the plant as possible. You know, the natural health benefits are all there. And there's always more pleasure and less slavery involved in general when you eliminate packaging from all of this stuff, and you just give people the straight up plant, teach them how to consume it in their own home, and then it's just, you know, it's just God's way. You throw away the peel, whatever, and it's pure compost. There's no packaging and all that. But right now, cocoa powder is the best thing you can get. Okay, and it really is. Okay. But that's what I'm here to say. I'm like, because this is the kind of wisdom that everyone needs, because there are thousands upon thousands. There are now hundreds of thousands. It is sickening. But that's how these supermarkets have extracted so much money from so many people. It's because they know if we just put as much crap, and that's why the superstore was created, is to extract as much money from people as possible. Because they know that if we can just fill a huge room with as many different satanic products as possible, statistically, the odds are that ignorant, unlearned people with no discernment will spend years of their life stumbling from one to the next, getting no satisfaction, and we successfully take their money in the process. That is why the superstore is full of thousands of products with all this confusion and prices and markdown things that get you all confused, and you're just like, okay, but that's why. Because they want your money. They do not care about your health. They are not close to God. They do not pray. They're not promoting pure cocoa powder for your health and happiness. They want your money, money, money. Mark my words, the owner of these companies, people like Jimmy Pattison, that guy calls himself a Christian. Far from it. Far from Christ-like behavior. I'm sorry, sir. You have to repent. You have to repent. And the CEO of Walmart, same thing. CEO of Superstore, same thing. And all the people involved, same thing, same thing, same thing. Trust me, it's not hard for you to repent once you get yourself healed. You get on pure natural cocoa powder as the staple of your diet, okay, and just the natural fruits that follow that craving. You'll be so happy. You'll be like, okay, guys, we need to stop lying to people. This is all a joke. This is all satanic. This is all absolute insanity. And it is insanity. And the depression statistics in North America have never been higher because of it. Period. One of the first things you will notice on a diet that is pegged to theobroma cacao is just how happy you feel. Round the clock, day and night. I believe the Lord spoke to me saying, if people can be made to feel like slaves, then they can be treated like slaves. And if you consume all these crappy food products, it makes you feel like a slave because you feel depressed. Chemically, you feel depressed. And then, you know, yada, yada, yada. But, it's unbelievable. But it's so obvious once you understand how the superstore works. So, allow me to give some more insider information on how these superstore works so you can be set free. All of these superstores have relationships with the suppliers of their products, okay? And suppliers will pay the superstore extra money, okay, in order to get more shelf space for their product, okay? And so, sickeningly, the whole thing is based on money. Okay? The reason, the very obvious reason that dairy gets so much real estate in North America is because we have huge amounts of cow farmers in the United States and in Canada. And They spend all the money they possibly can, day and night, to market lies to you and make you think that this is what you need. The entire coffee industry is the same. Okay? Coffee is trash compared to cocoa powder. That's why this is a revelation from God. Do this for yourself. I encourage you to take this detective journey for yourself and have your eyes opened. Go into Save On Foods and deliberately look, okay, at the items in the store currently that get the most facings. And you will know that they are all the satanic offerings that don't satisfy you while taking your money. You will notice that there are tons of shelf space facings for coffee and tons of shelf space facings for tea, which is also caffeine based. You will notice there is an entire aisle for sugar based for soft drinks, because sugar makes you consume more, makes you eat more of everything. You will notice there's huge amounts of shelf space for energy drinks and caffeine drinks like Monster and Red Bull, because that's also caffeine based, which doesn't satisfy you like cocoa. You will notice that cocoa is hidden in the middle of the store. You will also notice it is surrounded by all these satanic products like solid chocolate creations and Chip-Its to make you think that it's meant to be mixed with other things that they want you to buy. And at the same time, they want you to bake it and heat it so that it actually destroys most of the natural health benefits inside the cocoa. You will notice there's huge amounts of facings of every dumb thing under the sun. Milk, cow milk, cheese. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with some of these things in small amounts, but trust me, just take the experiment for yourself. Peg God food as the #1 choice for your money expenditure and your consumption, and just watch what your cravings do and how you feel over time. You'll be like, this is all a marketing sham. This is all a disgusting lie fest of ignorant people, or aware people that are just being completely secretive and completely dishonest and completely greedy. Do your part to exit this matrix of nastiness for your own health, welfare, and happiness. Grab as much natural cocoa powder as you can from these places and run for your life. It's unbelievable. Folks, it's unbelievable. The number of things that you, as a human of any age, whether you're a teenager or a senior, the number of things that you can spend your money on that you believe in will bring you some level of happiness. Literally, folks, everything in this world that is for sale is presenting to you some kind of offer in order to take you higher. To say, oh, I can bring you some happiness if you just buy me. Well, I'm here to say that there is one item that trounces all of them. Per gram, per dollar. It's called the secret of the Mayans. It's called what the Mayans traded as currency all the days of their life, and they were stinking happy and stinking healthy like crazy. It's called pure God food. Theobroma cacao. God has his name on it in that order. Theo, God. Broma, food. It will bring you more happiness and satisfy you more per gram, per penny than anything else in the world that you can spend your money on. Period. So buy it. Get it. Covet it. Buy it. Consume it and get set free from everything else. Everything else is supplementary. Okay? The cocoa powder is the blonde babe. Okay? The fruits that you naturally crave outside of it are, her friends, just like in high school. There was the blonde babe who was the leader, and then everyone else was her friend.